How you feeling about the 49ers Super Bowl chances next year? Were they impacted at all by watching yesterday's game?
You know what? I'm honed in on the most important position in the NFL, and that's the quarterback. And right now, either way you look at it, if you're pro Lance or pro Purdy, we'll find out in 22 days when he has his surgery what's going on there. Do they have their guy? Because Mahomes, he didn't single-handedly win that game, but it was just a reminder. And watching Jalen Hurts, Robbie Gold, how do you feel about Jalen Hurts, who, again, he made a big blunder, Steiny. He gave the Chiefs 7 points at a time they desperately needed it, but 27 for 38, 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, a passer rating of 103.4. Robbie Gold was, and you tell me what you think, because I'm always pro player. Say what's on your chest. Say it with your chest, some energy. He said, make Jalen Hurts play quarterback. You'll probably have a good day. And your boy went out there. I wasn't big on Hurts. I cannot hate. Those are the most points by any losing team in the Super Bowl ever. And to answer your question, right now, I don't think the Niners have a Hurts or Mahomes. I don't think the quarterback is their strength yet. And that's got to change under Kyle Shanahan, Stoney, because it's never been there. It's the QB.
But what about Purdy? Like, seriously, you went 9-1.
Right.
So let's assume he's healthy next year.
I would say I still need to see more. And it looks good right now.
All right.
Yeah, I cannot take that from Brock Purdy. But I just feel like what we're going to find out with the medical, with his elbow, and who's to say he might have another surgery. I'm not wishing that. I'm just feeling like, man, are we truly done with Trey Lance?
No.
Okay.
I don't think we are.
Yeah. And it's on him to show us the best.
What are they going to get for Trey Lance? They'll get what the Warriors got for Wiseman.
See, man.
They're the same guy.
I hope you're wrong.
The same guy.
I can see. I might
be right. Lance may go somewhere else and be really
that,
good.
But man, he's going to have an opportunity. He may be the most healthy quarterback coming into camp.
He might be. Let's go to sophomore. Sophomore's in Pacifica. What's up, sophomore? How you doing, man?
Gentlemen, I caught you at the right time. You're adding some seriousness. So on the lighter side, I know it's an older song, but I'm thinking "Cry Like an Eagle." Steve Miller Band, if I get any recognition from something that old, like 70s type stuff. And more seriously, we aren't going to have, I don't think we're looking to have a Mahomes or a Hurts, at quarterback. But teams have won the Super Bowl with a balanced approach, with a solid or even, some cases, a bad quarterback. I know that's not been true lately. But if you take Purdy and all the other weapons, I just think we need stronger on the offensive line, and it seems like we need one more star, offense or even maybe better defense. Going back to the past again, Deion Sanders is the kind of person I'm thinking of. Of course, he was lights out. So what do you guys think? I think we need some degree of upgrade. It's a reach for us to beat either of those teams.
Well, I mean, to me, you might have better teams than those other guys, but where are you with the quarterback situation? But, the question now becomes, it's not – they've got their quarterbacks. One's Trey Lance right now, and one's Brock Purdy. And the question is, when you see Mahomes and you see Jalen Hurts and you see Burrow and you see
Allen,
are the 49ers just kind of pissing in the wind with their guys? I mean, I don't think so, because when Brock Purdy was undefeated, I heard a lot of people saying this is exactly what they need at quarterback. Somebody who gets the ball to the playmakers. Somebody who can make all the plays. He's more evasive than Jimmy Garoppolo. He can throw downfield more than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's accurate. He can throw when he's going to his left.
Now, what about when I say, or people out there,
you don't really have a choice,
that say Kyle doesn't need that type of. Those words came out of my mouth, and watching that game yesterday, I'm like, I slapped myself. I'm like, you know what, Goo? Don't shortchange Kyle, because that's why he went to get Trey Lance. But Purdy may be what he was looking for. Neither here nor there. My point is, you can't do it without something top tier at that position. And I don't think that was fair.
So Purdy can't do it?
No, I'm saying he may be the star.
But what other choice do they have, the 49ers?
And there we go. Trey Lance, the guy you move mountains for.
Well, he's got to win the job.
And unlike
Purdy's
Wiseman,
the number one right now.
Steiny, I don't think we saw failure. The 37 games we saw from Wiseman, I don't think we saw that from Trey Lance in this offense, especially, and you told me 2 weeks ago, Goo, I didn't know what point you were trying to make. He's yet to take a snap on the football field, Trey Lance that is, with Christian McCaffrey. So what type of impact is that going to have on the young fella?
I don't know. You seem to be discounting Brock Purdy.
I'll never
discount him.
And
everybody seems to think Purdy's going to go into camp the number one guy.
And that's where I was going. And I mean this. I know what that kid did, and I know how this offense looked different, and it was because of his intangibles and his ability to look downfield. And again, as much as I watched him, I said, okay, he ain't Dan Marino with the arm. You ain't got to be Dan Marino. Joe Montana wasn't Dan Marino. My point being is I'm still scared as hell from the medical. And the medical could be you go in and do the surgery, Steiny, like we always see, and then maybe you have to go in again. So that's why I'm so hesitant to just say it's like Brock Purdy and the Niners just got beat and he was healthy. He's not. This is a big surgery for him and his career.
I don't think the 49ers are looking at it like that. I think the 49ers are planning on him being healthy when training camp comes around.
And if you're right, then is there really a competition then?
I don't know. I would have one because I don't think either of them really – I wouldn't give the job to either of them. I'd make one of them earn it. But that's me.
Well, I would say what because you just brought it up to that point. You don't think he earned it in those 8 games and one playoff win over Dallas, and he got knocked out the one you lost?
I actually don't.
Wow. Then if you're Trey Lance, you love hearing that. You hope the coaching staff, they got to know what this kid can do.
Who was the backup quarterback or who was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year?
Trey Lance.
And he got hurt. So why shouldn't he have a chance to compete? Well, he was the starting quarterback week 1 for the Niners. He got hurt.
You're right.
Why shouldn't he be able to compete?
So you're going to lose your job to injury.
I'm not saying you can't lose it. You just got to fight for it. I mean, neither of those guys have done enough for me to just hand him a job going into training camp. Let's go to Vince in San Francisco. What's up, Vince? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? To answer the question first, I think the 49ers' chances of winning are about probably the same as they were this season. But as far as this quarterback issue goes, I mean, if you're going to say Trey Lance is Wiseman, then that means we let Lance go, we somehow bring back Jimmy G, which isn't going to happen. For the quarterback question, though, what are the chances that we try to go out and get a superstar playmaker in Lamar Jackson, who's a free agent this offseason? We need something. Somebody said it earlier. We need something because I don't think we have enough to get over the hump. We got enough to get there, but over the hump, I don't know. Trey Lance, 3 seasons. I mean, yeah, he's been hurt, so we haven't seen anything from him. Brock Purdy, he was a killer, but that's Tommy John surgery, and he's throwing. And we know what happens with Tommy John surgeries and pitchers. I don't know how different it is with a football versus a baseball, but, I mean, if you can't get passes 20 yards plus in this league, now, what are you going to do? It's going to be a lot of dump-offs. I mean, the West Coast offense works, but it's not going to get us over the hump. We've seen it every year that Kyle Shanahan has been coached. So we need a deep threat, and we need a quarterback to throw the deep threat.
Appreciate the call. Kyle Shanahan doesn't want Lamar Jackson.
No, I would say that's not a fit.
I'd be surprised. Yeah. He just doesn't seem like Kyle Shanahan's
I'm totally
guy.
with you. He wants Trey Lance.
The bottom line is, knowing what you know now, can the 49ers win it next year, knowing that they got Purdy and Trey Lance going into camp? And my feeling is the guy's 23, 24 years old. I'm talking about Purdy. They're saying 3 months. They're like, in 6 months, he's supposed to be throwing in 6 months, not like reassessed and then it's going to be another 2 or 3 months. So, I mean, the question to me is, if you think Purdy did enough last year and he can return to being that quarterback, could the 49ers, under different circumstances, have won it all with Brock Purdy this year? And do you want to roll the dice again? with Brock Purdy, hoping that he's the same quarterback or maybe a little bit better because he's got experience.
Let me ask you
is that
this.
good enough?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like, well, what else? Like, what else are you going to do? Like, it feels weird to discuss the 49er quarterback situation because they've got Purdy and they've got Lance. And Lance will be healthy, and Purdy will be coming off an injury. They still think he should be fine by the start of training. So it's like they don't have to do anything at quarterback. So the question is, do you think one of those two guys can get it done for them?
Yeah, I'll ask you this, and I hear everything you're saying. When I look at the Kansas City Chiefs and we come into this NFL season, or any season for that matter, what's the old adage? Defense wins championships. And you and I have talked all season long. I don't think once have we looked at the Kansas City Chiefs on that side of the ball defensively is this great defense like the Niners, Eagles, and Cowboys. So my question to you, Steiny, is how did they win that game yesterday if defense wins championships? And I just asked Evan to look it up. The Kansas City was 16th in points scored this season. But when I look at their defense, it's damn sure not on the level as the Niners, the Eagles, who didn't record a sack yesterday. So I've been telling you guys, sometimes your best defense is your offense. And that's what I saw yesterday.
Okay. So where are we now with the 49ers?
And this is why I'm telling you, to answer your question, I think we're talking about no shaded Purdy. If we're going to say 8 games is not enough in totality for me to say we know what he is, there are 2 unknowns.
Okay.
So now we're in year 8 of Kyle.
7.
Year 7 of Kyle. And whoever takes the reins, we're going to watch it play out. But damn, nobody's going in like this is a position of strength. At least I won't. At quarterback?
I mean, I don't. Is it just because of the injury? It's got to be just because of the injury. That's got to be the only reason. Because everybody was sky high on Purdy when he was finished out the regular season 7-0, won his first 2 playoff games. So if it's the injury that's scaring you, I mean, I get it, but you can't really do anything about it. I mean, you can't go out and get Mahomes. So what do you want to do? Just quit? Well, you don't have Mahomes, so we can't win it.
No,
you got to try to win it,
right?
Without
and that's
without
what Kyle's
Mahomes.
doing, and it's almost incredible that he's gotten close with Jimmy Garoppolo twice. So I'm not saying he was about to be. I honestly believe. I'm just telling you how I feel. That, and I'm not by myself. Had Brock Purdy not got hurt in Philly, that game would have been relatively close, and the Niners could have won it. I firmly believe that. So
could he have won the Super Bowl then?
Yeah,
could the 49ers have won a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy?
I believe so.
Okay, then there's nothing to
right.
Then to me, it's like, okay.
What about if what you said, defensive coordinators now got 32 quarters of film on Brock Purdy, and they make an adjustment, and he's not taking the league by storm? Can there be some recession?
Probably.
Regression.
Well, I mean, will Jalen Hurts regress next year? Maybe he will.
And do you think the Eagles are better than the Niners, Steiny? Are they a better football team than the Niners?
I think they are. That's me.
And what? They just beat them. We know why they beat them.
I just don't understand. I'm looking at Mahomes and Hurts.
I'm looking at Burrow. I'm looking at Josh Allen.
So what? What are you going to do? Just complain that you don't have one of them?
No,
or
I'm
are you
asking
go
you,
out
do you
and
think they have one of them?
I don't know.
Okay.
Was Stafford one of those before he won a title?
I believe he was. I believe he was good in Detroit. He just had nothing around him.
I think most 49er fans will tell you that what Purdy showed in 8-9 games is that he can win a Super Bowl with that kind of team, with a dominant defense and an offense with a bunch of weapons. What else are you going to do? You're going to go out and sign a guy,
that's
a free
unrealistic,
agent?
and I'm not lobbying for that. It's just, gosh, this is still a question we have under Kyle.